Good morning, Unity. Good morning and welcome to all of you here. And those of you online, welcome for turning in to us. We hope that everyone enjoys a fabulous morning with us. And thank you, Peter and your quartet, for introducing us again. And now today's daily word. My life celebrates the glory of God. Glory fills the world with wonder when I attune my senses to it. I hear it in the sound of waves crashing on a beach and in the resonant harmony of a choir. I see it in sunrises and sunsets, in the beauty of gardens, mountains, and forests, and in the eyes of parents holding their newly born child. I feel glory in the depths of my being at those moments when I understand my life as God's life. Living is as me. There is no place where my human self ends and the divine presence in me begins. God and I are one. The glory of God is revealed in me as I release the thought that I am only human. God's glory shines through me as the divine presence, the Christ, expressing in my healthy body, my insightful mind, and my loving heart. And from Galatians 2:20, and it is no longer I who live, but it is Christ who lives in me. Please join me in saying our affirmation. Blessings for all who enter. We are grateful to share beautiful sacred space with the Emmanuel congregation, blessing all who enter these doors with prayers for peace and prosperity. And now, we invite you to speak the names of those you would like held into prayer into this sacred space. Also, we ask that you include the names of those who are asking for prayer on the screen and those here who have a prayer need in their heart. Written prayers may be placed in the prayer box located on the Unity table in the hallway. And today's prayer chaplains are Sue Ellen Toby, Paul Witt, and Kristen Kennefick. Prayer chaplains will be waiting to greet you after the service. They'll meet you in front of the sanctuary right up here by the steps. One of the prayer chaplains will guide you to a quiet, peaceful place for individual prayer. And everything you talk about is confidential, and you can be assured of that. And now, Patty Ortega will lead us in song to prepare us for meditation, guided by our Jeff Barry.
Your grace abounds in deepest waters. me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of your love. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper where my feet could never wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of your love. Spirit, lead me. Spirit, lead me. Spirit, lead me home. Spirit, lead me. Spirit, hold me. Spirit, lead me home.
And now please uncross your legs, put your feet flat on the floor and rest your hands in your lap and begin focusing on your breath. Understanding that when we inhale, we are beginning a creative process. And when we exhale, we are releasing what no longer serves us. So breathe in, hold it, and release. And repeat. Breathe in, hold it, and release. The season for growth in our spiritual awareness, our connection to God, our one and single only source of all good. At this time, we're focused on the opportunity to release negative thoughts that serve no purpose and are not real. They hold no truth. They are illusion. And we create and renew through affirmative prayer, good thoughts. We build the world that we want to see. We build the world that we want to live in. The 40 days of Lent do not include the Sundays. Sundays are days for building, celebrating our awareness and spirit, feasting process of enjoying God's love, God's grace in all things. And so engage now in the silence and create the world you want to live in. The world of unconditional loving kindness. as we hold that image in our hearts, we renew our outlook on the things that don't feel right or don't seem right. We send love to all aspects of our lives, our families, our friends, and our community. And what we give out comes back exactly the same. So hold in this time as a celebration. I am whole. I am perfect. I am now. And in the light of this truth, we say it is. Amen.
Good morning, everyone. Though the storms keep on raging in my life, and sometimes it's hard to tell the night from day, still that hope that lies within us gets reassured as I keep my eyes upon the distant shore. I know He'll lead me safely to that blessed place God has prepared. But if the storms won't cease, and if the wind keeps blowing in my life, my soul has been anchored in the Lord. Though the storms keep raging in my life, and sometimes it's hard to tell the night from day, still that hope that lies within us gets reassured as I keep my eyes upon that distant shore. I know God will lead me through that blessed place God has prepared. But if your storms still won't cease, and if the winds keep blowing in your life, my soul has been anchored in the Lord. You see, I realize that sometimes in this life we're gonna be tossed by the winds and the waves and the currents that seem so fierce. But in the Word of God, I've got an anchor. It keeps me steadfast and unmovable despite the tide. But if your storm still won't cease, oh, and if the winds and the waves keep blowing in your life, just know this: my soul has been soul has been anchored in the Lord. This is a song my father used to sing to me all the time. And sometimes when my load gets heavy, I do think about my dad and these words of this song. I do. The billows may roll, the breakers may dash, I will not sway because God holds me fast. Dark is the day and the clouds in the sky, I know it's alright because my God is nigh. The billows may roll, the breakers may dash, I'll never sway because it holds me fast. Dark is the day, clouds all in the sky, I know it's alright because Jesus is nigh. I said my soul, my soul, my soul is anchored, y'all. My soul is anchored. My soul has been anchored in the... Y'all don't mind if I testify for a minute, y'all, do you? This is the only way I know how to say it, y'all. My words fail me sometimes, but sometimes the only thing I can do is sing a song and say, my soul is anchored in the Lord. Oh, yes, it has.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Bruce Henry, everyone. Oh my God. I needed a little gospel this morning. Thank you so much, Bruce, the Peter Pozak Quartet. Yes. Yes, yes. Ah, boy, that's the way to start out a service, right? Yes, this is such a great day. And boy, did you feel that weather yesterday? Was it just me? It was beautiful out there. Just made me start getting anxious for the days to come. Well, I want to get started with this service by first just making some honorable mentions. I want to give thanks to our board, our staff, all the volunteers, everyone who's stepping up in the church service is where it's at. And let's just give them a round of applause. Thank them for all they do. Yes. Where's Christian? Where's Kristen? Kristen has joined our prayer chaplains. She's going to do a great job for us. Please give her blessings. Yes. Diane Haglin here has stepped up as our event planner now. Let's give her a hand for the beautiful work she's unfolding into. AJ is doing our sound today. Let's give AJ a hand. I think it sounds pretty good, right? Yeah. It is just a great day and a great time and great opportunity for coming together and just, being alive, being open to all the gifts that God seems to bring into our lives, some things that we take for granted very much. We want to continue to send blessings and prayers of peace to the country of Ukraine and to the people there who are struggling in the midst of war. And for anyone who's in the midst of war or unrest around our world, let's just send thoughts of love and peace out into our planet. So we have an opportunity to be gifted. We have an opportunity to be gifted because we're given life in every moment. Jeff talked about how important the breath is, and we definitely want to acknowledge that the breath of God, the inspiration that comes from the breath, brings us peace and love and prosperity. That is, as long as we're breathing, we have an opportunity to bring greater love into our world. I want to talk to you today about something very special. We started last week with part 1 of our series, Spiritual Beingness. Now we're going to talk about part 2, Spiritual Beingness. And this is something that is very important for us all because we have to step into who we truly are. In unity, we believe that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Do you believe it? Spiritual beings having a human experience. This is a very valuable life lesson, but hearing it is not enough. We must live this truth, or else we forget. Spiritual beings first. Spiritual beings first. Say that with me. Spiritual beings first. Yes. Yet in our humanness, we often have a hard time getting out of our own way. We also have a hard time contemplating things from a higher level of consciousness. Thus, many of us are limited or held back by our own intellectual leadings, what we're thinking, stinking thinking, by our past circumstances, digging in the past for answers to today's issues, or the facts as we interpret them. Some of us have some strange ways of interpreting things. Why? Primarily because we forget who we are. Forget that our spiritual walk is a journey, not a destination. Forget that we are not what we see or what we have or what we do. Forget that God, our source, is a part of us. And as true students, forgetting could possibly be our greatest mistake, our greatest betrayal. So what does it mean to be spiritual beings having a human experience? It means that we existed in spiritual form before we were born into this physical world. It's the indescribable urge to reach beyond the limits of original human existence and discover higher ideas and beliefs in ourselves, and then live them continuously as a part of our relationships and our roles. It involves developing practices that aid us in rising and expanding, in the process of looking inwards rather than outwards for our true identity, potential, and prosperity. Are you with me? Above all, it means being a more loving and compassionate person in thought, word, and deed. However, for some reason, we often overlook our authentic nature of spiritual beingness. Many of us have stopped learning and growing and evolving spiritually. We say, I've been here for decades, or I've learned under the greatest minds, or I've read this or that book, or taken this or that class, as if your spiritual development and learning are complete. So you unconsciously make a choice to sit out the rest of what this journey is seeking to unfold in you. There's a story of a tourist in India who saw a yogi sitting in the lotus position. The next day he came again, and there the yogi was sitting in the lotus position. He had not moved. This went on for 5 days. Always the yogi sitting there in the lotus position. Same position, same place. So finally, he just had to ask, what are you doing and why? The yogi said, well, in our religion, we believe we live many, many lives. I've just decided to sit this one out. Friends, many of us make this same decision, whether consciously or unconsciously, to sit this life of spiritual beingness out. Yet, our job is not only to learn spirituality, our job is also to become conscious beings, conscious spiritual beings in our everyday walk. Neil Donald Walsh said, our job, our intention as spiritual beings is to express our true nature to fully know ourselves as expressions and individuations of the divine. Our job as spiritual beings is to know our true nature, to know who we are, expressions of God. In the early stages of our journey from human to spiritual, many of us unconsciously choose the human experience. We identify ourselves by our name, body, gender, possessions, education, career path, and race. Prioritize pleasures, finding a good job, relationship, success, money, or having a family. Become driven by fear, lack, intellect, competition, judgment, comparison, ego desires, a need to prove, overcome, gain power, or make something happen in some way. Working hard and fighting for worldly and material possessions and resources. Making the ego mind and the intellect our masters. And until we break free of overcomplicating our lives with conditioned human beliefs and step fully into acknowledging and living from our spiritual beingness first, we will remain stuck in a constant loop of challenges, drama, distrust, non-peace, lack, or limitation. There's a story of an old mountain man who wanders into a country store, and he sees something he had never seen before. It was a mirror. He picked it up, looked into it, and said, "Why, that's the spitting image of my Uncle Zeke." You liked the way I said that, right? The spitting image of my Uncle Zeke. He was so fascinated by what he had seen, by this discovery, that he bought the mirror and took it home. From time to time, he stole out to see the mirror. But because his family, his wife's family, was feuding with Uncle Zeke, he decided that he'd better hide the mirror in the barn under some hay. Still, he kept going out to the barn to see his Uncle Zeke. His wife became very suspicious at his regular trips to the barn, so she investigated. She came across the mirror, looked into it, and said, "Aha, so that's the woman he's been seeing." The mountain man and his wife looked into the mirror, but didn't know who they were. And just like them, quite often, we see an image of ourselves, but we don't know ourselves. At least we don't know our true selves, our spiritual selves. We strive after all kinds of things. We dream, we scheme, we plan, we work, we attempt, we move, we manipulate, trying to do something, trying to have something, trying to control someone, or trying to get somewhere. We forget the simplest, most obvious thing, that we are spiritual beings first. Instead, we value what we want to accomplish or who or what we want to possess. Friends, the world does everything it can to force our focus on our human selves. It continues to teach us that we are what we have or what we do. But these things are transitional, they're transitory, they're easily changeable. Our body, what we have or what we do, they're all temporary. You are much more than these things. You are a beautiful, perfectly created, everlasting spirit. Yes, for the time you are in this body, so it's important that you take care of it, honor it, accept it, but it isn't who you are. Follow me through this parable. There's a rich merchant who had 4 wives. How many wives did he have? 4 wives. He loved the 4th wife the most, adorning her with rich robes and treating her to delicacies. He took great care of her and wanted nothing but the best for her. The merchant loved his 3rd wife very much as well. He was very proud of her and always wanted to show her off to his friends. He too loved his 2nd wife. She is a very considerate person, always patient. Did you not get the message to turn the phone off? He too loved his 2nd wife. She was very considerate, always patient, and is his confidant. Whenever he was facing any problems, he turned to a 2nd wife. Now, his 1st wife, she was a very loyal person. Very loyal. And she made great contributions to his wealth and his business, as well as taking care of their household. However, the rich man, he didn't love his 1st wife. And although she loved him deeply, he took no notice of her at all. One day, the merchant became ill. Before long, he knew he was going to die. He started thinking about his luxurious life. And then he turned and said, "When I die, I'll be all alone. How lonely I'll be." He turned to his 4th wife and said, "I've loved you the most, endowed you with the finest clothes, and I've also showered great care over you. Now that I'm dying, will you follow me and keep me company?" "No way," said the 4th wife, and she turned and walked away without a word. This answer cut like a sharp knife to the merchant's heart. The sad merchant turned to the 3rd wife. "You know, I love you for all of my life. Now that I'm dying, will you follow me and keep me company?" "No," replied the 3rd wife. "Life is pretty good over here. I will remarry when you die." The merchant's heart sank and turned cold. He looked to the 2nd wife. "You know, I've always come to you when I needed help, and you've always helped me out. Now I need your help again. When I die, will you follow me and keep me company?" "I'm sorry, I can't help you out this time," said the 2nd wife. "At the very most, I can only send you to your grave." This answer devastated the merchant. Suddenly, a voice called out, "I'll leave with you. I'll follow you no matter where you go." The merchant looked up, and there was his 1st wife. Greatly grieved, he said, "I should have taken better care of you when I had the chance. I should have put you first." Friends, like the rich merchant, we all have 4 wives. The 4th wife represents our body. We spend a lot of time tending to our body, washing it, dressing it, nourishing it with food. But no matter how well we care for it, eventually our body is going to fail us. God created our earthly body to be temporary. The 3rd wife represents our stuff, our possessions, wealth, and status. Without a true relationship with spirit, many people will get caught up chasing after material things. Life becomes about impressing others, but these things vanish at any moment. The 2nd wife, she's our earthly relationships, our friends, family, and spouses. And no matter how deep or how strong our relationships grow here on earth, they can only stand by us up to the grave. Now, the 1st wife in this parable, She represents our inner spirit, our inner source. And to keep our inner spirit healthy, we must take care of it, recognize our connection to it, and always walk with it as a permanent and intimate part of our lives. We must put it first. Too often, we neglect our spiritual life as we pursue other things, money, love, careers. Like the merchant in the story, we often, our priorities get flipped. Thankfully, it's never too late to turn within to God and to give yourself an opportunity to live from your spiritual beingness. You just have to become open to the opportunity to allow God to be first in your life. Dallin Oaks said, I'll have you read it, as we draw farther from worldliness, we feel closer to our Father in heaven. Friends, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are here to learn and grow and evolve spiritually. Life on earth is about becoming one with God and learning lessons, nothing more. Today, as you start focusing on your spiritual beingness first and your human experiences second, allow yourself to gain a better understanding of what it means to be in the world but not of the world. Allow yourself to turn your attention away from your false self, the human, to your authentic self, the spirit in you. Allow the truth of who you are spiritually to courageously emerge. As your outward focus shifts inward, as you turn away from believing that you are what you have or what you do or what you see, as you begin to take care of your spirituality, your inner beingness, your source, like in the example of the merchant, everything changes. Control shifts to trustworthiness. Uncertainty shifts to acceptance. And not enough becomes more than enough. Allow yourself today to come into a knowing that you are a spiritual being, that your light shines always. Allow your light to shine. And if you do, I promise you, you will come forth with perfect health, perfect light, perfect love. Your life will change for the better. You will see your good and abundance, and you will find blessings beyond measure. Are you willing to do this with me today? Are you willing to do this with me today? Thank you all, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reggie. I want to introduce our band. Coming back, we have Dave on guitar. You can clap, it's okay. Come on. We've got Sarah Allen, drums. Paul Martin on bass, and the wonderful Peter Paulson on keyboard. And our wonderful guest, Bruce Henry on vocals.
Walk around while wear a frown when little people will try to put you down. What you need is a helping hand. All your strength is at your command. We are people of the mighty, 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 mighty people of the sun. In our hearts lie all the answers to the truth you can't run from. Walk around while we're frown when little people try to put you down. What you're gonna need is a helping hand. You got all your strength at your command. How's your faith? 'Cause your faith is you. Who you kidding on yourself, be true. Spread your love for a brighter day. For what you search, you'll find a way. Ah, yes, sir. Woo, woo. Ah, yes, sir. Woo, woo. Say we are people of the mighty, 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 mighty people of the sun. In our hearts lie all the answers to the truth you can't run from. Ego flies every 7 days till you're crying and crying the blues about your pain. What you're gonna need is a helping hand. You got all your strength and in your command. How's your faith? 'Cause your faith is you. Who you getting on? Yourself be true. Spread your love for a brighter day. 'Cause of what you search, you'll find a way. Ah, yes, sir. Woo, woo. Oh, yes, sir. Woo, woo. Hey, we are people of the mighty, 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 mighty people of the sun. In our hearts lie all the answers to the truth you can't run from. See, we are people of the mighty, 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 mighty people of the sun. In our hearts lie all the answers to the truth you can't run from. Hey, we are people of the mighty, 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 mighty people of the sun. In our hearts lie all the answers to the truth you can't run from. Mighty, mighty people. Thank you.
Yes, Bruce Henry, everyone. Patty, Peter Pozak and the quartet. Let's give them another hand. That was beautiful. Mighty, mighty. One of my favorite Earth, Wind, and Fire songs. Thank you for that. Yeah. So we've come to that time in our service where we open our hearts to give. So I'm going to call our ushers forward as we get into the flow of giving. For as we give, so shall we receive. And we send these gifts out into the world to make our world a better place. So now let us take our gifts, our offering, the thought of our gift into our hearts, and let us say our offertory blessing together. Divine love, richly flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful for the blessings of this day. I am grateful for the blessings on the way. And so it is.
Run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, I release and I let go. I let the spirit run my life, and my heart's so open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, no more struggle, no more strife. let the Spirit run my life.
And my heart so open wide.
Yes, I only
here for God.
No more struggle, no more strife.
With my
Faith, I see the light.
I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit
Run my life.
and my heart so
Open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light.
I am
Free in the Spirit.
Yes, I'm
Only here for God.
Say, I am free in the Spirit, and we're
Only here.
God.
God.
Yes, wonderful. Patty Ortega, everyone, and Bruce Henry Company. So let's just take a moment now, get some energy flowing. We're going to open the way for these gifts to go out into our world and do great good. Heavenly Mother, Father, everything, God, thank you for these gifts we received today. We know they come from those who love you and who are open and receptive to doing your will. Not my will, not their will, but your will be done. We see these gifts flowing out from here, making the world a better place, and then returning to the giver 100-fold, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Repeat after me, I am a child of God. I am awake to my good. I am blessed and highly favored. Are you? I am blessed and highly favored. Yay, God. Amen. Thank you.
Now it's time for us to welcome our visitors. If you're new to Unity, or if you're here after being gone for a long time, please raise your hand so we can find you. The gentleman passing out your flower is a member of our welcome team. Remember to stop by and say hello to Pet Ministry Director Carol Stiegel. Carol can introduce you to perfect pets that need homes, foster homes and full-time homes. And many, many of us in this congregation have beautiful pets and have had beautiful pets that have come through this blessed ministry. So thank you again. It's wonderful. Today's flowers are donated generously by Paul Witt as a tribute to his birthday. All right. Please stand up, Paul. We wish you the best of days and the best of years, and enjoy. You too can celebrate a loved one or of something wonderful happening in your life with a flower donation. Stop by us and talk to us about how you can do that. And now we're going to welcome back our wonderful Bruce Henry.
All right, you all. Well, this is the jump up song, isn't it? This time of the program, this is the jump up song. We did a little bit of Curtis Mayfield for you. Keep the R&B going. That's right, y'all. A little encouragement song. Hush now, child. I said, don't you cry. Your folks might understand you better by and by. Just move on up, all right, towards your destination. From time to time, you might find a little bit of complication. Woo! Bite your lip, come on, just take a trip. There may be some wet road ahead, but you cannot slip. Just move on up, alright, to the beautiful people. Into the people, we'll find y'all just a little bit of love. Yeah. So hush now, child, child, child. I said, don't you cry. Your folks might understand you better by and by. That's Dave back there on that guitar. Give it up for Dave on the dock. Can we get a drummer song? Can we get a drummer song? I can't hear you. Can we get a drummer song? Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Give it up, y'all, for the whole band. Come on, y'all. Oh, yeah. It's time to get a little higher. I wanna take you higher. Oh, yeah. So hush now, child, child, child. I said, don't you cry. People will understand you a bit better by and by. So move on up, alright, towards your destination. Oh, there may be some wet road ahead, some complications. I gotta say, move on up, alright. We gotta get a little bit higher, y'all. One more time, move on up, alright. Yeah, I'm moving. I said I'm just moving. I'm just moving. Yeah. Move on up.
Bruce Henry, everyone, your closing quartet. Let's be home. Weave us together, weave us together.